An important thing to keep in mind, college is not high school.
How much grades matter in college? Tips on making friends. If you want to listen on how to make friends and like have fun, like you can stick around.
Don't get discouraged because everybody's in the same boat.
I mean, I had fun, but I spread myself thin and didn't give myself enough time for myself. Okay, hey, so I'm Francesca.
I'm Zara.
And that's all you need to know. Other helpful information might be the fact that we're both business students and we're only incoming second year. So this is mostly stuff that we learned during our first year at college and wanted to share it with you. There's a lot we knew for just 1 year. So let's just start, because who needs an intro?
It's stressful, pandemic, and I arrived a bit late, so the groups were already made. Also, leaving home, leaving my family was a bit hard for the first few days, but then you get over it quite quickly.
My first weeks of college were definitely a whirlwind because it was just a mix of like trying to make new friends and figuring out which friends you decided you wanted to keep. But turns out you do make more friends as you go along. How to get around? Google Maps.
Honestly, like you're not gonna be the only one. I remember for the first few weeks, most freshmen looking down their phone whenever they're walking because the maps.
You totally learn your college. Like I don't even need Google Maps anymore. What are some dorm room essentials? Like mattress topper,
a mirror for your room because you don't have it. You know, you want to make sure your outfit is good for the day.
You want to know that you are being your best.
Food in your dorm.
Oh yes.
Always. That is, I think,
also a dorm essential. I had like Pocky.
I
was like, I went through a whole Pocky phase. The strawberry ones. Oh, I love them. Matcha. This is my dorm room essential. I need the caffeine fix. So either your dining hall's coffee or matcha. Just
or tea.
Up.
I am more of a tea person.
Matcha is tea. She had a trolley.
Yeah, and it really helps for organizing stuff. For decorations, I think pictures, obviously you want pictures of your family, your friends. And then from there on, make it your own. Don't go over the top because when it's time to move out, there's so many stuff you have to take care of.
I mean, you can make it over the top if you want, but that's your choice.
I mean,
it was my choice. I had 20 trash bags of stuff to move. Now we're going on to friendship. Try to meet as many people as you can because in the first couple months, everyone wants new friends.
And they're gonna be willing to talk. Trust me. There's not gonna be like, who the F is this girl? You know?
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna be like that.
Don't be shy. Just don't go in the room looking like...
Exactly. No. You have to be open.
Yeah, be involved and put yourself out there and people will love that about you. Also know that people get the same thing.
What's your name? Where are you from? What are you studying? Do you like it?
After introducing yourself a bit, like literally go further. Just talk about your current situation. Like the decor is very interesting. I don't know. Try like maybe complain about the weather or something.
Exactly. Or do you have a pet?
Just point out things.
Small talk.
Exactly.
Small talk.
Small talk, but small talk can sometimes develop into big talk if you guys click enough.
Make friends in class because we met in class.
Oh yes.
We don't know exactly how.
Yeah, we forgot how we met. We forgot our origin story.
But see, we're besties now.
But your closest friends, don't put pressure on anyone to be like, they're your closest friends. If it happens, it happens. So
but it also happens naturally, you know? Like don't stress if you don't have a tight-knit group in first term. Know
the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with and actually be picky about them because you kind of assimilate into your friend group.
Exactly.
So you got to choose people with similar good values as you because you're going to be huge influences on each other and good people are everywhere. So even if it's hard to like make the first step, especially like our friend group, we found them in second term. Even if someone's already tight-knit, the right people are always open. Yeah. And even if you think you found enough friends, like you can always make more friends. Exactly. You can always be nice. You can always introduce yourself in new situations. Join clubs. I only am an active member in one club, which is the a cappella club. That's another way to meet a bunch of people with similar interests and values as you already. Because it's not like high school where you have to have one friend group. Like you can be friends with so many people. You can be a floater. You can have a one-on-one friendship with some random person.
Yeah, it's like an important thing to keep in mind. college is not high school. It's not the same dynamic.
People are nicer in college, and if you find people with high school vibes in college, get out.
Yeah, no, they're not worth it.
Relationships.
To be honest, nobody is really looking for a serious relationship first year, only like a few.
You have so much on your plate that sometimes you may neglect a relationship, so I'd say probably don't, unless you already are in a relationship, then like screw you. Or unless you really can carve out that time, then I mean, that's your prerogative. But I like having guy friends. They are so fun.
Partying, yes, as long as you don't overdo it.
The beginning months when you don't have too much schoolwork, I mean, you can
go ahead and do it.
Sometimes it's not your vibe, and that's so okay. Like, do not feel pressure to drink or smoke if you don't want to.
And you can have fun without drinking.
Oh yeah.
Like,
honestly,
100%.
I prefer not partying. Comparing partying at a club to like having a night with friends. Like, on the town,
better the friends. If you have a great group of friends, you honestly don't need to go to parties.
Yeah, but I mean, you can like add that in for variety if you want to.
It's not worth paying to go to a frat.
Fans are kind of sticky. So just take that as you will. When it comes to social events, you don't have to go to every single one of them. Fit things in your schedule so that it's quality over quantity.
Exactly. Don't go because
FOMO.
Yeah, no.
I really struggled with FOMO, and I would try to go to every single social event, and I mean, I had fun, but I spread myself thin and didn't give myself enough time for myself. So make sure to also have a good balance of like prioritizing your schoolwork, prioritizing yourself, and having that play hard, work hard mentality instead of just play hard, because you're also paying for a college education.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting serious, here's some advice on school. Above all else, you gotta schedule your classes well and plan them.
And never take 8 a.m. classes.
Oh yeah.
You die. For some reason, your body just doesn't get used to waking up here.
What do you think about having multiple classes right after?
I think the most you can set classes at least 2 back-to-back classes or 3. I like to put like 2 classes back-to-back and then some free time and then another class.
But it also depends on what major you're in. I know the engineering kids, their schedule is insane. So if you're going to engineering, we're just business students. So this might not be the video for you, but I knew nothing about my courses when I came to college. I was like, I guess I'll do business, and then I just like put it off my mind. And then when I came to college, I realized, wait, there's so much math in here. And then I was like, is this the major for me? So I wrestled for a while, like wondering if these courses were what I wanted to do. But I've grown to like it because there's a balance of math and like non-math. My expectations would have been much more reassured if I had just researched the classes I was going into before doing them. So you want to like go on to Rate My Prof, you want to like go on to even Reddit, like they will give advice on classes.
Once you're in college, you'll take classes about subjects you are interested in, but they grade harshly. So even though you might feel you did good, you didn't do as well as you hoped. But don't get discouraged because everybody's in the same boat. If you're going to college, you applied because you were one of the best students back at your high school. Once you're here, everybody's the best. So you're not just outstanding anymore, you're just average.
When it comes to like how much grades matter in college, it depends on your faculty.
Exactly.
Depends what career you want to get into, but
and if you're going to grad school or not, because if you're just pursuing a bachelor's, you're chilling, honestly.
Grades are really
like, secondary, because the first thing because they prefer experience, especially for business, they prefer experience over grades.
We're lucky enough to be able to get like B's and C's and still have a really great job as long as we put ourselves out there, showing that we have a life.
Exactly. It's like, not, school's not like,
still like try, because like you
also don't want to fail. It's not gonna be worth it.
It's not worth it. I failed math because I'm not a math person.
But she wasn't the only one. A lot of people.
So many people failed math. But then the trade-off is it's because I didn't really try in math. I didn't look at the lectures. I was like, I'd rather have fun. I'd rather go out. Why am I going to go to my online math lecture? And obviously, like I failed because I put no work into it. But then I had to redo the class in summer and experience twice the pain. You might as well just suffer during lectures. I was gonna say, go to your lectures.
Important.
I tended to skip a lot of lectures back in freshman year because I was like, whatever, they're boring. But then I'd have to like study on my own, and you're paying for the teacher to study for you and think for you. So if you listen, you'll save a lot of time.
Exactly.
And Make
And
your money's
also
worth.
participation.
That's a very easy 10% for you to
Yeah.
get.
For schoolwork, prioritize what you know is worth more in the final grade. Because you don't want to be putting all your effort into an assignment that's worth 2%. You want to be putting that effort to an assignment that's 25% of your grade.
And
Yeah.
study ahead. Like, she studies ahead.
Yeah.
And it just saves her a lot of anxiety.
It does.
I would cram in freshman year. So spacing out that work will keep you in a more relaxed mood. And it'll help you do maybe even better than cramming, unless you want to suffer.
Office hours.
I've never been to office hours.
I've been to a few.
Yeah, how are
But they are really, really helpful because they're there to help. And it also helps creating that bond with your professor, you know, because later in life, after you graduate, you might still want, you know, networking. Also, if you don't understand stuff, YouTube.
Oh yes,
YouTube.
Crash course is so helpful, and like Jacob Clifford for econ.
Oh.
But if you are in arts or something and you have to read, just read. I don't know what else to say. It's not my experience. I wish I could read, but it's fine. I'll do calculations.
To talk about study tips, which I really want to do, but I'll just speak for her. What I know she does is she really loves writing really neat, pretty notes and then rewriting them over again. But for me, I like to get some notes down, chicken scratch, and then mostly work on practice problems until I really get it, you know what I mean? But you can totally just YouTube other videos for study topics and tips because I am not the best at that.
How do you have a work-life balance and how to organize your schedule?
Planning, I go with the flow. I know Francesca, she like in
I
her
have
calendar,
a Google calendar. My brain is so scattered that I need like everything written down, and it helps to see like how much time you're allocating for yourself. But in maintaining a work-life balance, just make sure you're getting all your tasks done first. So the right thing to do that I didn't do in freshman year is first prioritize your studies. Make sure that you know what you need to know by the end of each week, and then slot in all the social events or personal stuff. Just get your tasks done and then go and have fun.
This is just more examples on ways I personally like to designate my time and complete tasks, but also the fact that you have to sleep and take breaks, because otherwise you're gonna explode and no one wants that.
I know.
Try to be healthy.
Try to be healthy. Honestly, because what they say about freshman 15, it is true.
Try to be active. It'll help your mind.
It helps.
It's the serotonin and the dopamine from
And also
exercise.
important, have a breakfast and have a dinner and lunch, obviously. Because a lot of students will be with the mentality of, I didn't have breakfast, just bread.
Yeah.
No, it's important. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day because you're gonna feel tired the rest of the day. Your brain will not function.
Okay, fine. Any tips for discipline? I don't know. She's like decently disciplined. I
Yeah.
wasn't, just because I was not really being very mindful. So I just recommend being mindful of everything. Mindful of the people you spend time with, mindful of how much time you're spending on each task, and mindful of how well you're taking care of yourself. And if you're engaging in behavior that may not be the best for you, because this is your first time on your own for many people, and your first time without parents constantly with you to like make sure you're doing the right thing. So you have to figure out what's right for you and what's also just generally healthy, even if you may not want to do it. Like, for example, surrounding yourself with better people. It's hard to like get out of a bad friend group and move into a new one, but if it's worth it, it's worth it. You may be partying a little too much that you're not focusing on your schoolwork or focusing on yourself, and doing the hard thing of like avoiding that distraction of fun to focus on the more difficult or boring tasks at hand. Like, it's worth it to like discipline yourself, because if you're an adult, you're gonna have to discipline yourself eventually.
Exactly, and it's not only discipline in school, but discipline in your personal life. If you're having a roommate, be clean. And also, you want to live in a clean space, so clean your area and do your laundry.
Last couple things, how do you deal with homesickness?
I can call my parents every day. I try to do that in first year, but you know, with school and everything, I try to call them at least twice a week. No, it's important to have those small talks.
Yeah, and it's also good for your family because they are gonna miss you. What would you say about having good mental health in college?
It's super important. Reflect on what you think is causing you that distress. I mean, schools now, I feel like they are very progressive about that stuff, and they know that this is happening, so they're very understanding about you needing to take time for yourself.
And even if your mental health is struggling from other things like social life or your own personal life, it's okay to like take a step back and really examine what's going on. First, do reach out to people that you know, love, and trust, because they are always willing to be aware of what's happening with you. But don't be afraid to take it one step further and seek like a medical professional or a therapist or a counselor or something like that, because they'll be able to really help propel you into your best self. I know several people who struggle with getting help. It's a really scary thing, but it's really brave if you decide to do it and if you need to do it. So I'd say reach out. What were your favorite things?
Meeting the group we're in now, because I've made a lot of good memories with them. Like, honestly, if you know, like if we were in Harry Potter and you had to do the Expecto Patronum, where you have to think about all your happy memories, I think it would be most of my memories with this group.
We would explore the city together. Make sure to explore your environment, because there's just so much to offer beyond your college campus. So go out with people, look up fun events.
Here in BC, music festivals, hiking is like 50% of the stuff.
The beaches.
The beaches.
Yeah. Freshman year is really great for that free time as well. Figuring yourself out. You really learn so much about yourself in freshman year. It's just the best.
My classes, honestly, I enjoy them so much. Even though my grades were not like 100, they really taught me a lot.
Hearing experts talk about whatever field you're doing, just seeing that passion and intellect and getting to absorb it yourself, it really enriches you.
Shout out to my a cappella concerts. They were definitely a highlight, because just getting together with people in my club and making amazing music was just like no words can describe.
Making mistakes, I wouldn't say is my favorite part of freshman year, but it's a valuable part because it helps you learn more about yourself and prepare yourself better for sophomore year, which is what we're heading into. I don't know, sometimes it's nice to head in blind because you just get to figure things out for yourself. But if you watch this video, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, hopefully you enjoy the next one. I'm so excited for our sophomore year at college, and I'll be making more videos because I like it. So yeah, okay, that's it. Bye-bye!